What if I told you that your inability to disappoint people is the single biggest thing keeping you stuck in a life that's too small, and that learning to disappoint people strategically might be the kindest thing you can do for them and for you? I'm about to share why being the person everyone can count on is actually hurting everyone involved. I'm Ronnie from Third Act Society, and I used to be the person everyone could count on for everything. Need a last-minute babysitter? Call Ronnie. Want someone to host a family gathering? Ronnie will do it. Need help with a project? Ronnie never say no. I was so proud of being helpful, reliable, and accommodating until I realized I was completely exhausted, resentful, and surrounded by people who took my availability for granted. Worse, I was modeling terrible boundaries for my daughter and enabling everyone around me to avoid developing their own problem-solving skills. Today, I'm sharing how I learned the art of strategic disappointment, why disappointing people is actually loving, and how to protect your energy while maintaining relationships that matter. Let me tell you about what being the nice one actually cost you, because I lived this for decades. First, you become predictably available. People learn they don't need to plan ahead or find alternatives because they can always count on you to accommodate their last-minute needs. Second, you attract the wrong people. Healthy people want reciprocal relationship. They want to know what you need, what you prefer, what you bring to the table. But when you're constantly accommodating, you attract people who like that dynamic. People who are comfortable taking more than they give. Third, and this is the big one, you lose connection to your own preferences and needs. You're always asking, what works for everyone else? You stop knowing what works for you. I realized this when I was planning one of my major birthdays. I asked everyone what they wanted to do to celebrate my birthday. I literally had no idea what I wanted because I'd spent so many years focused on what everyone else wanted that I'd lost touch with my own desires. The people-pleasing trap is real, and it's keeping you from authentic relationship and genuine satisfaction. And if you're thinking, oh, but I'm just being considerate, I used to tell myself the same. But I'm going to show you the difference between healthy consideration and unhealthy accommodation. I've identified 3 types of people pleasers, and I bet you'll recognize yourself in one of them. I did. Number 1, the rescuer. I need to fix everyone else's problem. You jump in to solve issues before people even ask for your help. You're exhausted and people become dependent on your constant intervention. Number 2, the accommodator. I need to make everyone else comfortable. You constantly adjust your preferences to suit others. You lose connection to what you actually want and need. Number 3, the performer. I need to be who everyone wants me to be. You shape-shift based on who you are with. You lose sense of your authentic self and feel like you're wearing masks in every relationship. Here's what all 3 types have in common. You've confused being helpful with being valuable. You believe that if you stop accommodating everyone, people won't want you around. But accommodation-based relationships and actually relationship, they're transactions. This might sound counterintuitive, but let me explain why. Disappointing people strategically is actually a gift to them. When you never disappoint anyone, you enable unrealistic expectations. You teach people that your time and energy are infinitely available. which isn't sustainable or healthy for anyone. When you always accommodate, you prevent others from developing resilience. People need to learn to handle disappointments, solve their own problems, and respect other people's boundaries. When you rescue them from every inconvenience, you're actually weakening them. When you say yes to everything, your yes becomes meaningless. If people know you'll never say no, your agreement doesn't feel special or valuable. It just feels automatic. Strategic disappointment teaches people to value your time and energy. When you set boundaries, healthy people respect them. The people who don't respect your boundaries reveal themselves as users, not friends. But learning to disappoint people without guilt requires specific strategies because the pushback is real and it can be intense. Let me share the moment everything changed for me. I was hosting Thanksgiving for about 22 people or so, like I had for 8 years straight. I was stressed for weeks beforehand, exhausted during and resentful afterwards. But I kept doing it because everyone expected it, and I was good at it. That year, as I was cleaning up at midnight while everyone else was watching football, I had the realization my martyrdom wasn't helping anyone. I was enabling my family to avoid taking responsibility for creating holidays they wanted to attend. The next year, I said I wasn't hosting. The initial reaction was shock, guilt trip, and "but you're so good at it." There was family drama for about 2 weeks. But you know what happened? My brother's family stepped up and hosted a beautiful Thanksgiving. I actually enjoyed the holiday for the first time in years because I wasn't resentful. The boundary breakthrough showed me that people are more capable than we give them credit for. They don't need us to do everything for them. They just need us to stop doing everything for them. I've created a complete strategic disappointment toolkit that teaches you exactly how to set boundaries without guilt, handle pushback gracefully, and transform your relationship from one-sided to reciprocal. Let me tell you more about that in just a moment. There's actually an art to disappointing people effectively. Here are the 4 levels. Level 1, gentle disappointment. For low-stake requests and minor inconveniences, you could say, "I wish I could help with that, but I'm not available." No explanation needed, no justification required. Level 2, boundary disappointment. For requests that cross your time, energy, or resource boundaries, you could say, "That doesn't work for my schedule right now." You're disappointing their expectation, not attacking their requests. Level 3, the value disappointment. For requests that conflict with your values or priorities, you could say, "That's not something I can support." You're being honest about your authentic position. And level number 4, growth disappointment. When you're changing patterns and people expect the old you, you could say, "I used to handle that, but I'm not doing that anymore." You're disappointing their assumptions that you'll never change. The key is matching the level to the situation and staying calm when people push back, because they will. Let me share what this looks like in practice. Margaret, like me, hosted holiday for 20 plus people for years. She was stressed for weeks beforehand, exhausted afterwards, and deeply resentful, but couldn't figure out how to stop without seeming selfish. When she learned strategic disappointment, she announced in October, "I'm not hosting Thanksgiving this year. I'd love to attend if someone else hosts, or we could try a restaurant." The initial pushback was intense. Guilt trips. "But you're so good at it." Family drama for 2 weeks, but her brother's family ended up hosting. Margaret actually enjoyed the holiday and their relationship improved because she wasn't secretly resentful anymore. Her selfish boundary actually improved the family dynamic because it forced everyone to contribute instead of just consume. This is what's possible when you stop being afraid to disappoint people. But the transition requires specific strategies for handling guilt and pushback. Here's how to start disappointing people strategically. Step 1. You know me by now. Start small. Practice with low-stakes situation first. Choose the restaurant when asked, whatever you want. Express your movie preference instead of defaulting to, I don't care. Step 2. Use the FAM method. Friendly tone, information only, no over-explaining. Respectful but clear. Move forward. Don't negotiate. Step 3. Expect and prepare for pushback. When people say, oh, you used to always help with this, respond, yes, and now I'm handling things differently. Step 4. Focus on the relationship sorting. When you set boundaries, 3 things happen. 1. Healthy people respect them. 2. Users complain about them. And 3. Manipulators escalate against them. This process reveals who's really in your corner. Step 5. Celebrate the energy return. Notice how much energy you have when you're not constantly accommodating everyone else's needs and preferences. Here's what I want you to consider. What are you modeling for people who matters most to you? When you constantly accommodate everyone else, you're teaching them that their needs don't matter, that healthy boundaries are selfish, and that love means self-sacrifice. But when you model strategic disappointment, you show them how to value their own time and energy, how to create reciprocal relationships, and how to be authentically themselves without apology. Your time is limited. Your constant accommodation isn't actually helping anyone. It's enabling dependency and creating resentment. The strategic disappointment toolkit I mentioned gives you the complete framework for setting boundaries without guilt. The 4 levels of strategic disappointment, scripts for handling pushback, and a step-by-step plan for transforming your relationship from one-sided to reciprocal. You can get our free toolkit using the link in the description. And if you want personalized support for completely transforming your relationship with boundaries and people-pleasing, I work individually with women who are serious about protecting their energy while maintaining the relationships that matter. We identify your specific people-pleasing patterns. We create custom scripts for your challenging relationships and build capacity to disappoint people kindly but firmly. If you're tired of being everyone else's go-to person and ready to create reciprocal relationships, you can learn more about working together using the link below. What's one area where you need to practice strategic disappointment? Share in the comment. Your courage to name it might give another woman permission to protect her energy too. Remember, the people who truly love you want you to have boundaries. The ones who don't aren't really loving you, they're using you. Your strategic disappointment practice starts